Good morning.
Good morning, Chris. How are you?
I'm fine, James. Why don't we start off and give me a little background on yourself?
Yeah, well, I had the rare opportunity to play professional tennis for a while.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. And, you know, what that experience taught me was you've got to work hard, you've got to stay focused, you've got to stay committed, you've got to be able to build and maintain relationships. And obviously, as you know, tennis is an individual sport, so you've got to be accountable and responsible for everything yourself. You can't really depend on other people. And what that enabled me to do, that discipline enabled me to transition from tennis to build a successful career over the past 10 years, you know, using those same skills. And I moved out here to Las Vegas as a result of a promotion to be the Vice President of the Southwest region and lead 13 offices, 307 individuals, and as well as be the key point of contact for 14 outside firms that distributed their products through my firm.
Okay, responsibility.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And I had the privilege of working and building my career for a company that's consistently considered an industry leader. That industry's changing, as you probably hear on the news, and you know, I'm looking for the opportunity to utilize my skills in leadership and relationship management and further success for my career.
Can I get a free tennis lesson after this?
Oh yeah, absolutely, okay. No problem, man.
Right,
no, I still love to play. I still love to play, so okay, that's not a problem.
Good. You know, as you've come up through the ranks and as you've progressed in your career, what would you, how would you describe your management style or your leadership style? I mean, what sort of leadership style do you look for in others?
Sure. Well, the way I'd like to answer that, Chris, is you got to be a forward thinker. For example, you know, I was chosen for my previous role, you know, amongst other competitors because I showed up with a comprehensive business plan. I showed up with proposed solutions, and I actually presented that plan and those solutions as if I was already in the position.
That's so key. I mean, that's so key to have a profit idea in your head for a specific business.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I presented that plan as if I was already running the region, and that I lead by example. You know, I wouldn't do anything that I wouldn't expect, or I wouldn't expect my people to do anything that I wouldn't be willing to do myself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think that, you know, the people that did work for me would say they enjoyed it because I'm an excellent communicator. You know, I believe both internally and externally. I believe that, you know, when you let your team know that you have a direct stake in their success, I think it brings an energy to the group as a whole to want to succeed anyway. So
there's no question about it. How has that paid off for you, James? I mean, give me an example in your career thus far of where you've had a real success.
Sure. After I got promoted, one of the first things I did after, you know, aside from meeting with all of my offices, was to meet with all of the outside partner firms. I met with one representative who wasn't having any success at all with our offices, and he was actually prepared to stop coming to my offices. Well, I vowed to him that I will help him increase his business within my region, but I also let him know that I was only going to be as committed to the process and his success as he was. Mm-hmm. I just felt that was fair. And once I had his buy-in, I co-sponsored meetings, I co-hosted events, both client events and training events, as well as after-hours meetings, so that he would have more meaningful exposure to my offices, and that way my guys would get to know him and what he was about and what he could bring to the table. Mm-hmm. After 12 months, he went from $4 million a year in business from my region to over 13. He went from being ranked the 11th firm out of 14 to number 3.
Wow, nice improvement.
Absolutely, and I share that with you because I think, again, it shows a little bit of the ability to be a forward thinker, to gain commitment, to build and maintain a relationship, as well as staying focused and committed to seeing a task through to completion, but not just to complete it, but to bring it through to a meaningful end result.
Okay, very good. Well, you know, your background's in the financial services sector.
Right.
And as we know, that's going through some challenges.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Absolutely.
You know, as thinking in terms of an employee, I mean, what type of employee is a firm going to need to hire to help bring the industry out of that chaos?
Well, I think, you know, you've hit it right on the head, Chris. You know, financial services is going through some pretty big changes due to some events that have happened in the past that we all hear about. And I think the type of individuals that are going to be able to bring us out of it, again, you're going to have to be a forward thinker. You're going to have to be able to anticipate some things that behind the weeds, if you will, and be able to account for that. You're going to have to be able to be flexible and adapt to many different and difficult situations. That individual is also going to have to be, again, have a high degree of integrity because the industry is going to be a lot more scrutinized nowadays. So you're going to have a high degree of integrity. You're going to have to be accountable, and you're going to have to be responsible, as well as be an effective communicator and a great leader to get other people and inspire other people on board to bring us out of here.
Well, James, I certainly appreciate you spending some time with me.
No problem, Chris. Anytime.
Okay, thanks so much.